Office of Student Achievement here?
I saw her when I was getting my lunch. She has a call and was not going to be here until 2 o'clock.
All right, well then let's do some of the other stuff. Okay, how about we have tunneling with Bob Swiggle.
Sounds like a dirty job.
I think it sounds like some kind of
Dirty job.
yeah.
Yeah, dirty job. That's it.
Do we need a shovel and a pick?
No, you don't need anything.
Well, good afternoon. I'm happy. Uh-oh, my time must be up.
No.
What I want to do is I want to talk about the LDS grant that we received this past year. So $8.9 million, and it was to provide better access to the data that we collect here at State. And so what we did is we went and started talking to a lot of the users out in the community. We talked to a group called GSIS, G-S-I-S, which is the Georgia Student Information System group, about 2,400 people that manage the data for all the school systems. We met with teachers, we met with parents, and we collected a lot of feedback. And so what we want to show you today is the results of that feedback. And rather than having some folks from my team do this, we invited folks from 2 school districts, one from Bleckley County and one from Effingham County, actually 2 from each. And we're going to give you different perspectives, because what we're trying to do is allow someone who's sitting at a school district to sit at their local information system where they log in with their local securities, and at any point in time they can hit a little button, we're calling it the LDS button today, and launch into the state data, 12 years worth of state data, 5 years connected to GTID. And we call that tunneling, because what you're not having them do is create another set of passwords and security. So instead of logging into a different site, they work off the site that they're used to. And so what you're going to see now is Power Teacher. This is Bleckley County. It is their website. It is what they're doing every day with their teachers, their administrators, their superintendent. And you're going to see their system. And when they hit the LDS button, they're actually going to tunnel into the 15th floor of this building, where our data center is, and look at state data. But it will look just like they're still in Bleckley County. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have
Come on!
Okay. So the first person is Brian Winn. He's a high school math teacher from Bleckley. Where is he? There he is. Come on up and take it away. I've got 4 people to talk, so don't ask him all the questions.
Okay.
I'm going to hang out here.
Sorry? No, they gave me mine. I'm Brian Winn. I'm a high school math teacher at Bleckley County High. I was invited to give this a try. What you were looking at was my login page at Bleckley County High School through our PowerSchool system. The link that's being shown there is the link for going to the Longitudinal Data System for the Georgia Department of Education. So that link is actually taking me from my local server into, you said the 15th floor, Bob? And before I get ahead of myself, I wanted to say thank you for allowing me to be here to speak to you today. What you look at when you log in under my username and password is a summary page of me. To me, when I first saw this, I was very excited, because as a teacher, you wonder what the state of Georgia is looking at when they look at you. So this was a very nebulous. This was a very nebulous thing that was actually quantified for me. It's similar to getting a crack at your credit score. And when you first consider the way other lenders are looking at you. So as a teacher, that was really, really empowering. It gave me a good idea to see what the state of Georgia was compiling in reference to me and my performance. You'll see a list of all of the classes that were there. And you can actually get into further. Now, these names that you see on the left, the student names, those names are fictitious. So don't be alarmed about FERPA or any of the other regulations. We went to great pains to make sure that that was not a concern. If you click on the first student that's in that class, you'll get a student profile on that particular student. I don't know Walter. So, but according to the data that's available here, the CRCT scores for Walter, and this is a 10th grade student, so those CRCT results are from 8th grade. You can see passed language, reading, and science, struggled with the math and the social studies. His EOCT performance, which would probably be a 9th grade or 10th grade biology, was not passed, but the language arts was. And so you get information about every different student. So what I want you to consider are 3 different perspectives. First, as a teacher, it gives me an opportunity to identify the product that I'm dealing with. I get to see every different student, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, how I can better focus their instruction. So as a teacher, that's an extremely powerful tool for me. It gives me an idea of what I need to concentrate on as a teacher, some of the areas that I might struggle in, some of the areas that I have strengths and weaknesses in. It also gives me a chance, if I have a parent conference, to share this information with a parent. A lot of times, if you think about teachers diagnosing students, it would be analogous to you going to see 6 different physicians yearly. Mm-hmm. And every year, the former physicians have nothing to say about the current situation of the patient. So you can see why that comprehensive list of things that a student has gone through and has performed well at and has not performed well, you can see how strong that would be to show to a parent. You can see how strong it is for a teacher to be able to diagnose students. If you were to sit down and counsel with the student himself or herself, you would be able to give that student a really thorough picture of who and what they've become academically and where they need to go. So it's a really powerful tool. And I wonder, I didn't know all of this information was even here at the Department of Education. And it's really, really extremely powerful. And for you to consider sharing it so that it's usable, I think is really, really admirable.
And we've been trying to do it for a long time. That's why we're so excited.
It is exciting. For a teacher, it was very exciting to see all the capabilities that were there.
Does anybody in the room go back to the TPAI days? Do you remember we had to do all this? We had to do it manually. We had to go into the file folders and find the longitudinal data of our kids. Now it's going to be right there, and you're going to be able to do it for every class, every semester, and really understand. And I'm so excited.